The abiotic and biotic factors that influence metapopulations. Abiotic factors are non-living chemical and physical parts of an environment which affect living organisms and the functioning of an ecosystem. The abiotic factors affect the type of biotic components that are present within an ecosystem. Biotic factors rely on specific amounts of nutrients enrichment, type of soil, temperature, sunlight, and climate. Biotic factors are living components within an environment, such as flora and fauna. It also includes how these biotic components can shape an ecosystem. It is related to energy transfer through the trophic levels and also related to the intra- and inter-species competition. Changes in abiotic and biotic factors have a dramatic effect on the ecosystem. Metapopulations. A metapopulation is a population of a population or a group of a group that is made up of the same species. The metapopulations are separated into subpopulations, but movement of individuals from one population to another can occur. These subpopulations can interact with each other even though the populations are separated. The abiotic factors regulate biotic components which create specific habitats. Species have adapted to these particular environments. These create segments of habitats with fragmentation, causing metapopulation. If a population of a species increases, it can cause a strain on the ecosystem, the abiotic and biotic factors. This may cause migration of a population to travel to find new resources, either leading to mass migration or a localized extinction event within an island. Metapopulations are changed and limited by factors such as population dynamics, which is the study of changes within a population, size and structure. This is a study over a long period of time. The factors that affect the population dynamics of a species are the rate of reproduction, death, migration and immigration. Density dependent is a term for any factor limiting the size and growth of a population. This effect is dependent on the number of individuals in a population. There are many types of density-dependent limiting factors such as the availability of food, predation, disease and migration. Density-dependent is a form of competition between species in an environment. The relationship between the jackrabbit, Lupus californicus, and their predator, the fox, Vulpes vulpus, is that the prey relies on the abundance of autotrophs, which is a direct link to the abiotic factors, nutrients enrichment, sunlight and temperature. Overexertion of these resources causes a decline in activity, reducing the amount of producers to support the jackrabbit, which leads to density-dependent population causing death and migration, which relates to a chain reaction that occurs through the food chain, as fox's food source changes dramatically. Density-independent are factors limiting the size of the population whose effects are not dependent on the number of individuals. An example of such a factor is an earthquake and flash flood, which will kill all members of a population regardless of whether the population is small or large. These limiting factors are a result of abiotic rather than biotic factors. Factors affecting population. Interspecific competition refers to two different species competing for the same resources. Intraspecies specific competition refers to individuals of the same species competing for the same resources. Competition is for limited resources such as food, water, and territory. Competition is one of the many interacting biotic and abiotic factors that affect community structures. It is also a way of survival of the fittest, individuals within the species, and general fitness of the species. This is a direct link to the abundance and distribution of resources. Species have different reproductive strategies that allow species to survive and inhabit specific environments. How they have adapted to cope with these environmental factors. Our species, or our strategists, tend to inhabit unstable environments. These organisms have the ability to reproduce exponentially. This means there is a higher rate of adaptation to allow them to change with the unpredictable environment and remain healthy. This fast reproduction rate can lead to high consumption of resources. Cave species or cave strategists inhabit stable environments. They are larger in size and have longer life expectancies. They are stronger or better protected and generally more efficient. They produce fewer offspring but place a greater parental investment in each individual. Their reproductive strategy is to grow slowly, live close to the carrying capacity of their habitat, and produce a few offspring. This creates a higher probability of survival.